for the wonderful interview. And that was it for Tech News. Now here's Ryan for some Chinese tech out. Yummy!
So here you go, guys. Our official review of this IP camera from AVTech. The model number of this camera is called AV203. Remember that, AV203. Now we're gonna show you what's so cool about this camera. Basically, everything is mentioned in the box. So the box itself will basically already tell you the functions of this camera and why it is so good. First of all, it's a real-time network transmission. So since it is an IP camera, you connect it to the network. Through your entire network, you can monitor the cameras through any PC connected to that network. A central management system. There's a software that allows you to manage all your cameras in one area. Motion detection. So just like any other CCTV out there, you can monitor certain areas that you want to detect any motions. For example, if you have an area where you have a safe and you don't want anybody moving around that area, you can activate motion detection. We're going to dwell on that more later. What's great about this is this camera transmits in H.264. They also have a software that will allow you to monitor your cameras through a cell phone. There are softwares available for Windows mobile devices and Apple phones or the iPhone. Okay, alright, so this is a device. It looks like a portable netbook, but there's a lens in front and there are IR LEDs there and the connectors at the back. You have your CD for the software. You have your quick manual, and we have the power adapter. All right, and we have the nice thing about AVTech is they even thought about covering the pegs. So this is a peg cover because on the top of the camera, on the back of the camera, and on the top of the camera, you can choose where you want to mount the to attach the camera mounting kit. So you have your networking cable, and of course you have your camera bracket mounting here. Nice. And you have your, what is this? All right. This is actually a 3.5 inch plug. It's a baby plug, 3.5 inch baby plug with an open circuit at the back, which you can connect to an alarm system. Right? First of all, in the front, again, you have your lens and you have your microphone. There, that small dot that you see there is actually a mic. Yes, this camera can receive audio. So now going to the input, we have the inputs and outputs at the back. Okay, the I/O ports. Here we basically have an audio output, an audio input. And if you want local monitoring in a particular area, like for example, if you have your IP camera attached to the particular room and you want your security guard who doesn't have a computer or a laptop or an iPhone or a Windows mobile device, you can actually connect an analog video out cable here and connect it directly to a telly, where you will be able to monitor the room as well. So of course the LAN port, this being an IP camera, this is very important, the LAN port. And you have your 12 volt DC power port and an alarm. This is where this is going to be, the alarm. You can actually connect this IP camera to a security alarm system, which will allow you to track, since it has a motion sensor, like I mentioned earlier in the box, it has a motion sensor. If anything moves, you can trigger it to record that movement in that particular area, or you can also make it trigger an alarm system. So the nice thing is you can connect it to an alarm. All right. So we're here at my office, and I have an IP203 attached, and it's basically monitoring. As you can see, the stock room, some stuff that I have there, and let me show you how to monitor this thing on the computer. But before that, let me show you the wires. It's a little messed up here. This is the power cord. I haven't really set it up. Again, this is just a temporary setup for so you guys can see how to do it. Alright, this is the power you have attached to the back, and the other cable is the LAN cable, alright, which is connected all the way to a router on the other side of the room. Alright, so again, that is, I'm going to show you how this is viewed from in the computer. So right now we're in front of my desktop. You already saw the position of the camera in our office. Now I'm going to show you how to access that camera through the software called Video Viewer. Alright, I already have a couple of cameras added to the Video Viewer. I have actually around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras attached to this so that I can monitor them from this single command center. Alright, this Video Viewer software. So right now I don't have any cameras launched yet, so I'm going to choose from the list of cameras that I have here on the side. And there is the camera, and there is the video I have of the people outside my office. Alright, see, you can actually hear them talking, and I can turn the power off, I can turn the power on. I can actually hear the people talking outside. So let me give you a sample of me going outside and talking on the camera. Listen closely.
So you can actually see me right now on the camera, and I hope you can hear me. So this is a sample of the IP camera transmitting the voice over IP on this IP camera system.
Now I'm going to show you some of the quick functions of the software. Well, first, you can actually have multiple views. You can have 1, you can have 4, and you can have 8, and you can have up to 16 cameras. So let me quickly launch my camera at home. I'm going to turn the volume off first. Now it's now logging into my camera at home real time. So as you can see right now, my daughter is actually sleeping. There you go. So you can view again up to 16 cameras there. You can go full size. If you want to have a dedicated monitor assigned for your camera system, you do it here. Now you have other buttons here. The second one that gives you actually the settings. You can mute the volume. So if I turn the speaker on again, there you go. You can mute the volume. If I take the mute off, you can hear the people talking. If I put the mute on, then it's out. You can if you want to know how to configure your IP address to access your cameras, you have to consult your network administrator or give us a message at Tech Island. We'll show you how to configure a static IP address, or we'll show you how to configure dynamic IP addresses linked to a host online called DYMDNS to give you your own static private IP address. All right. So this is where you configure your settings, network. Each camera is password protected. So you can also, the nice thing about this is you can also configure. You can see the log of everyone who uses it. You can configure the accounts that access this camera. For example, on this camera that I've accessed is there's me, there's my wife, or I can also make a guest account for people who I want to access it sometimes. And you can also configure their access to, you can limit it to just viewing and not configuring anything. Just so many things you can do. You have full control over the camera. Don't worry about any privacy issues, and it's very, very easy to configure. Now that I've shown you how to access the camera on the computer, see, my DSL at home isn't that fast, so you see the loading sign over there. Now I'm going to show you the software on the iPhone. It's called Eagle Eyes. Now, Eagle Eyes is actually a free software made by AVTech as well. See? Now, I've also configured access to my home cameras, and if I click on this camera that I've accessed, By the way, I'm connected through Wi-Fi, but you can also access the video through 3G. If you have 3G, unlimited 3G setup on your iPhone. So it's now accessing the camera. Hold on. There you go. I'm seeing the same image as you are seeing on my computer screen. There you go. That's on my iPhone. And again, this software is free, guys. So I love it. It's very, very useful. And I think this IP camera is really one of the best out there. And you, or anybody who's looking for a quick camera setup, I recommend this to people who have a need for only a single camera or a camera or two on a particular area, and you don't want the hassle of configuring a full DVR system. This is the way to go. Thank you for watching, guys. All in all, we give this IP camera by AVTech a 9 out of 10. For configuration, for price, and for performance, it's all there. Thank you, VM Securities. Thank you, B Resorts, for this beautiful place. And Hyundai Cebu and Edward, you're the man.
We'd also like to thank Folded and Hung for your apparel and Shakey's.
Again, thank you for watching the show. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Mischelle.
And you're watching Tech Island.
Tech Island Season 4 is presented to you by Hyundai, ClipTech, co-presented to you by B Resorts, Folded and Hung, and Shakey's.
Edmunds.com said, Hyundai just might take over the world with this thing. CarAndDriver.com exclaimed, just call it impressive. And MotorTrend.com added, this could be America's next bestseller. All of that before any of them saw this. Presenting the all-new 200 horsepower, 35 mile per gallon Hyundai Sonata. And you can quote us on that.